All right, so we are holding Daf Yomi right where we need to be, Be'ezer Hashem, Baruch Hashem, by the Mishnah. Today we're discussing the different shades of dam. Different shades. Says the Mishnah.
I hope you quoted example.
I did, of course. I was actually contemplating that. I didn't think it was a great idea, but I had this chus to daven today in Hasidim. There's over 1 million of us at that minyan. I see it's a tremendous sacrifice to make it here before 7:15. Be'ez Hashem, the new building. You don't have to go anywhere. You don't have to leave early. It's crazy. What?
Well, the meeting right after share.
Yeah, but also before share. Says the Mishnah, Chamisha domim tmeim bi'isha. As the Gemara is going to prove from Psukim, there are 4 shades. The Psukim say. And the Mishnah brings down there are 5 colors. We had this yesterday. Ha'adam v'ha'shachar. The Gemara is just going to say that shachar is really adam. So we have 4 colors. What are they? Ha'adam v'ha'shachar, black. Okay, keren karkoim. Keren karkoim is, according to a lot, is this flower right over here. Crocus. And the inside part, this red guy, is what they're talking about. It's called, I don't know, stamen or something, according to the art scroll. Okay, meimei adoma. All is going to be explained like the water that you mix with the mud, uchemazug, and also going to be explained diluted wine. So now we have 5 colors, which the Gemara says is 4. Bishamei oimrim, bishamei add af kemeimei tilton. Meimei tilton is fenugreek water. Fenugreek water. This is what I found. It's a shtickle usr. Don't look over here. But this is, it's not as red. Chilba, very good. This is this chilba right here. Chilba water. It's a shtickle tells you not to print this. Ukememe basar tzali. And like the waters from roasted meat. I don't know what they're called in English. What is that called? Moyal in the Hebrew. Like that juice that comes out when you make a steak. What kids think is blood, but it's really not. It's like just the juices. Oh, you're a meat guy, you know. Ubeis Hillel mitarim. Beis Hillel say it's tar. Now, if you think about it for a second, the Mishnah starts off saying Chamisha damim. There's only 5. Come Beis Shammai say there's 6. Come Beis Hillel and says what? There's only 5. Mitarim. So Beis Hillel is really saying exactly the same thing as the Tanakama. That's what we would think. Gemara says a little different. Hayaroik. Now, if you've been with us for a while, you know that hayaroik usually does not mean green. Like in Hebrew, yaroik means yellow. In this case, also yaroik, unless it says yaroik karsi. Yaroik means yellow. So what do we do with yellow? 3-way machloikis. Akavi b'mahalel mitame. Akavi b'mahalel says that yellow is dam, is tome. V'chachomim mitarim. So now we have a 7th color called yellow. Chachamim say it's tar. Completely tar. And we're going to see in the Gemara that the Tanakama, who says there's only 5 colors, meaning I'm going to exclude yellow, they're saying I'm not sure what yellow is. It's an in-between. It's a suffix. But when Chachamim say mitaharim, tar means a lashon of 100% certainty that it's not dam. Amar Rabbi Meir. These words that we're going to read now, we're not going to explain now. It's a very long Gemara, almost a half a Amud, and we'll see it in the Gemara. Amar Rabbi Meir, im einoi mithamim mishum kesem. If this yellow doesn't make tame because of a stain, mithamim mishum mashkin. It should at least be tame because of liquids, to be explained later. Rabbi Yossi Omer, loikach v'loikach. No, it's not a stain and it's not a liquid, it's nothing. Now the Mishnah goes in to describe the colors. Ezu adaim, what is red dam? Kedam hamako, like the blood of a wound. What is the blood of a wound? 5 shitas, no less than 5 shitas. It can mean an ox, it can mean the blood of a bird, it can mean the blood of a bloodletting. 5 shitas. Shachar, what's shachar? Black. There's a lot of shades of black, as we know. What?
We don't say black here.
Yeah, the Gemara also doesn't call it black. It's other chukka.
Please.
African American. Shachar gecheres. It's black like cheres. What's cheres? Not with a samach, but with a sof. It's a pigmentation that goes into ink to create black ink. Amoik mikain. If it's darker than that black ink, tome, not charcoal. Please, Rabbi say, not charcoal. If it's darker than that black of cheres, then certainly tome. If it's less dark than that black, tahar. As the Gemara is going to explain, what's less than black? This charcoal, stibnet. Stibnite. Sorry, stibnite. It's a kind of mineral that has a little of a grayish tint. This is tar. Okay? By the way, all these damim exist, in case you're wondering. All these funny colors, adiyim azeh, in a lot of different people. Ukikarin karkoim, and like the karkoim, we had this guy that grows in the corner of the garden. Crocus. Kabar shabai. Like the brilliant color, the brilliant red. But this I printed off from the internet. On my screen it was really beautiful red. This became a little orangey looking at the print. I always talk about what?
This is the
Yeah. This plier is more red than yeah. Ukimeme adama, we mentioned like the water of the earth. What does that mean? Says the Gemara, says the Mishnah, mebikas beis kerem umeitzav mayim. It's specific dirt that comes from the valley of Kerem, beis Kerem, and what you do is you take some dirt and you put water in it, and what happens to the water? It goes into the dirt until you have water floating on top. When you come to that point, now you know you have enough water. Now you mix it up, and whatever the color is, that's the red. That's the shade red. Uchamazug, and diluted wine. What is that? Shnei chalakim mayim v'echad yayin. 2/3 water, 1/3 yayin. Min hayayin, what kind of wine? Is it Cabernet? Is it Merlot? Min hayayin hasharoini. It's from Sharoin wine. Okay. I'm assuming it's a red wine. Very good. Good assumption. Says the Gemara, where do we even know there's such a thing as blood that's tar? I would think that anything that comes out of the rechem, out of the womb, is tameh, regardless of the color. Where does it say anywhere in the Torah that there's such a thing called tar blood? Dilma kol dam da'asim yino tameh. Omar Rabbi Chama bar Yosef, Omar Rabbi Shaya, Omar Kro. Here's the pasuk. The pasuk is discussing a Zaki Mamre. What's a Zaki Mamre? The famous pasuk. The Zaki Mamre is a Talmud Chacham or some person that argues in halacha with the Sanhedrin. What is he arguing about? So the pasuk says, Ki we read it, we hear it, and we read it. We're very familiar with this pasuk. What does ben dam ledam mean? He's arguing about blood. He says it's tar. Sanhedrin say it's tameh. You know what you did to this guy? You kill him. Because he's arguing with Sanhedrin. Your face dropped when I said that. That's Zaki Mamre. He comes and he says, I know better than Sanhedrin. I'm going to make the dam tar. Boof. Bye-bye. Not just boof. We wait until Yontif, until the whole Klal Yisrael is there. We get rid of this guy. I think it should be the other way around. I think it's specifically this case. I think. I don't know why. I remember that's specifically when it's Tommy. Okay, fine. But it makes sense both ways, right? So we're just going to be discussing the first part, bin dam ledam and bin nega lenega. Bin dam ledam tells us in this pasuk, if all dam coming out of the rechem is tamei, so what's the argument? There is no argument. It says in the Torah, dam is tamei. So this guy is a meshugana that he says that it's tar. He's saying that chaylev is tar, is mutter. You can't argue with the Torah. Elamai, there's dam that's tar and there's dam that's tamei, and he's telling them, I argue with you. Bein dam tar the dam tamei. Elomeato. So let's continue with the pasuk. If you're right, the Gemara is going to go back to this and say that it's good, but for now we have a problem. It says in the pasuk bin nega lenega by tzaras. There's an argument in tzaras. Hachanami bin nega tamei lenega tar. Are you telling me that he says it's tar, they say it's tamei? V'chidei hachanami nega tar miika. There is no such thing as a nega that's tar. It's either a nega or a boyak, but there's no nega tar. There's no such thing. V'chidei mekulei havachlavin taru. Ahu boyak mikri. It doesn't fit into the words by nega lenega. It can't be that this Zoki Mamre is saying negatar. We wouldn't call it negatar. We'd call it something else. Elo, what?
There's different colors of nega. We have a whole list.
Then it's not a nega. Then it's not a nega. Then it's a boyak.
He's saying he's arguing.
No, then he's arguing that it's a boyak. I'm saying it's a boyak. You're saying it's a nega. I can't say it's a negatar. There's no such thing as negatar. Yeah. It's in semantics. It's in the Torah. It says he said it's a nega, and they say it's a nega. Then they're both saying it's tzaras. If he's saying it's not tzaras, then he's saying it's a boyak. He has to call it something else. So the Torah should say bein boyak lenega. Ela bein negi adam lenegi batim or lenegi begadim v'kulan tmeim. So hachanami bein dam niddah l'dam ziva. So now the Gemara goes on to explain. Hi mai. Bishlei mahasam mikeli flugei binigei ha'adam ubeplukte de bishur v'rabanan. I could explain that in each and everything there is a machloikis. In tzaras, in nigoim, there's a machloikis in every type. There's three types of tzaras. There's tzaras, adam, beged, bayis. So in each one, I could explain away what the machlokes was between the Zoki Mamre and the Sanhedrin. This is not. In Beres, if the white splotch, the white, what do you call it? His skin turned into a white blotch, and then on top of the white blotch, there's two white hairs that came after the white, then it's tamei. If the white hairs came first, it's tar. So I have two sides. I have tar and I have tamei. And there's something in the middle. That's how the Tosfos Rosh explains the whole sugi. It makes it a lot easier. Tosfos Rosh explains that there's actually three things going on here. There's a tar and a tamei, and then there's a suffix in the middle. I don't know what came first. I don't know if the hairs came or the white blotch came. So maybe there's a machlokes. Vim say lovin kodim lebeher is tar. And if the hairs came first, it's tar. Suffix tamei. And if I don't know what came first, then it's tamei. Rabbi Shua oimer keyav amarabo keyav etar. So it's machlokes. Rabbi Shua says that it's tar, and Tanna Kamma says it's tamei. So that is the machlokes between the Zoki Mamre and the Sanhedrin. Zoki Mamre says it's tar, they say it's tamei. Benigei batim, the same thing would apply to a house. What happened? This is not. Here's another picture. Here's a house. Here's the inside of the house. Two walls. Could you see? A wall meets a wall. Says Rabbi Lazar, it has to be one gris, not to scale, but one gris on this stone and one gris on this stone touching, because the shear of a tzaras is a gris on my beged, a gris on my hand. A gris is a bean, 36 hairs, whatever the size of the bean is. Not this size. This is just so you can see it. Says Rabbi Lazar, but because it says in the Torah the word kirois, and over it says kir, so memela, it has to be on two walls. How do I have two walls? They have to touch each other, and memela I have to have a shear on each wall. And Tanna Kamma says no, only on one stone. Fine. So memela I have a machlokes between what?
One gris or two gris?
Two gris. Oh, you're talking about in Tanna Kamma? I think it's one gris. I'm pretty sure it's one gris on one wall. What? Because it says kirois. It's one wall, two walls. How do you have one wall that's two walls? Here, the Gemara says inside. So that's the machlokes between the Zakei Mamre and the Sanhedrin. It has to be in the corner. What's the size? Or it has to be 2 beans length. Right? Basically, it's 2 beans. How do you have 2 beans? 2 beans long by one bean high. My time of the Rebbe Lazar, Rebbe Shimon, Ksiv, Kir, Uksiv, Kirois. Ezu, Kir, Shukishne, Kirois. What wall is 2 walls? It's in the corner. What would be the machlokes between the Zakei Mamre and the Sanhedrin in clothing? The Sanya. What happens if the tzaras goes onto your entire beged? Now, by a human being, if the tzaras goes on his entire body, tahar. So comes Rabbi Yonasan ben Avtumas and says, you know what? Same halacha applies to a beged. Why? Nema karachas v'gabachas b'godim, v'nema karachas v'gabachas b'odom. I have exer shava, malalam par b'kulei tar, avkanami par b'kulei tar. If it goes onto the entire beged, it's tar. And they say, no, it's not tar. Elohacha. So how does it apply to dam? Idam tar leke b'mayka pligi. Memela, says the Gemara, the same machlokes of the Zakei Mamre and the Sanhedrin, being dam ledam, must be. There is a dam that's tar, and there is a dam that's tameh, and there's a suffix color in the middle, and this Zakei Mamre is arguing with the Sanhedrin. Bye-bye. He's a goner. Omar Rabbi Avo. My Chavruza told me yesterday that there was, it's sad to hear, but he said there was some Rabbanim that said they understand these colors, these reds, they could differentiate in reds. So people checked them out. They gave them real dam niddah, and they said, what do you think about this? And they all failed.
No, failed.
These particular Rabbanim, they wanted to show that they don't really know. So they gave them real dam niddah, and I said, oh, this is tar. But it just came from a niddah, it's tar. Anyway, I guess, what? Chaim Fisher. Okay. I hope he wasn't talking about him. He didn't say any names.
Oh, he knew.
That's within the red. But when you go to the Rav, if it's off red. Okay. How do we know that the certain colors that are tar, certain are tameh? And there was a pool of water in the middle of the desert that was red. So the Moavim thought that Klal Yisrael were shechted, so they relaxed, and then they got defeated. Akopanim, it says that the blood is red. So Memela, it has to be in a shade of red. There's different types of blood. There's bloods, some yellow, black, whatever. It has to be a shade of red. Only red. Where are you? Where? Oh, it's probably out. It's probably out of my Gemara. I don't have it.
It's in the Gemara.
What do you?
The Maimer. The Dam Adam Hu. That's not a question.
Okay, the name of the Dam Adam.
I don't see what you say. After that, to tell us that blood is red. So maybe there's only one color, one shade. The Torah says they saw the water red. So whatever that red of that water was, and that's it. So it's one shade. Says the Gemara Makro Domel Domel. It says twice, one by Niddah and one by Yoledis. If you look on the side of the Psukim, brings the Psukim here. Al Kopanim, it says Hayoledis Mimkar Domel. That's one. That's by Yoledis, and by Niddah it also says Vigilsis Mikar Domel. It says Domel. Domel is plural 2, and it says it twice. One by Niddah, one by Yoledis. 2 times 2 is 4. So we have 4 shades. Harikan Arba. But the first words of our Mishnah were Chamisha Damim. How do you go from 4 in the Torah to 5? Rabbi Chanina, and this is, we're going to go with this theme for the rest of the sugya. Shachar Adamu, black is really red. It comes out when it's nekar, when it leaves the body or separates from, let's say, the womb, before it leaves the body. It is red. Immediately it starts turning, it oxygen, whatever it is, you introduce oxygen to it, it turns to a darker shade of red. It turns into black, oxidizes. Shachar Adamu Ela Shalaka. Tani Nami Hachi, Shachar Kecheres. Black, like this cheres, like this pigmentation of ink. Omek Mikain Tome, darker than that, it's Tome. The Mikain, lighter than that, Afilu Kechoil Tar, even like the stibnite is tar. V'shachar zeh lo mitchilasu mashcher. It says mefurish in the Braisa. The black, it's not pshat that it was created black. Elo kishenekar umashcher. When it's uprooted from its source, it starts turning dark. Mashal damaka, like a wound. Like kishenekar umashcher. I guess when blood comes out, it's bright red. Eventually, it turns darker. B'shama yermim av kemei tilton, like fenugreek water. And the Gemara is going to have this question on anybody that adds more colors, because the Torah says there's 4 colors, the Mishnah says 5. We said black is like red, but Beishamai add a 6th one, fenugreek. Where does it fit into the Torah? Yes, no, they have a different drasha completely. We just learned Shachar Adam Shalaka, red is actually, black is actually red that turned black. Fenugreek, the color of fenugreek water was also once upon a time red. Over time, it turned fenugreek water.
That's what you were talking about before.
What?
It explains the sugya.
Everything is explained now. The whole.
Basil does not agree on this, on the Kilba.
Basil argues on Chilba. The question is, the Mishnah argues on Chilba. The Mishnah says, Chamisha domim heim. There are 5 bloods, and one of them is not Chilba. It's not fenugreek. Bishama go along and say, we have to add fenugreek. Comes Basil and says, not fenugreek. So what is Basil saying different than what the Tanakhama said, that there's only 5 bloods? Says the Gemara, Hainu Tanakhama, Ikebenayu litlois. Very important. Basil say tar. What does tar mean? That it's completely tar. So if a woman sees fenugreek, chilba, colored looking water, dam, and then she touches truma, tar. It's completely tar. Fenugreek? Take out the picture again. Chilba, fenugreek, water. If you make water out of it, that's the darkest reddish, orangish color that I found on the internet. It looks like this, something. It's a shade of red. Bekitzer is a shade of red. That Beishamai say is tamei. Basil say not only is it not tamei, but it's completely tahar. So what does the Tanakhama say? When the Tanakhama says there's only 5 shades of red, they'll say that chilba, this fenugreek, this tilton water, is a suffix tamei. Memela, if a woman sees this dam and she touches truma, you can't eat it and you can't burn it. It's in between. So we have 3 shitas when it comes to Meimei Tilton. Beishami say it's completely Tomei. Basil say it's completely Tar. The Tanakhama, who don't even talk about Meimei Tilton, all they say is there's only 5, but it comes to exclude Meimei Tilton, they'll hold that it's in between Tomei and Tar. And now we have the same exact sugya, word for word, but when it comes to yellow. Hayaroik, yellow blood, akavi b'ma'alamitame, v'lesle la'akavio domeho arekan arba. How can a kavi be mahalal stick in a 6th dam called yellow when the Torah, we learn from the words domeho that there's only 4? Ibai seima lesle. So he must argue with the whole limud of domeho. He'll hold some other limud, I don't know what it is, private. Ibai seima Islay, he does hold of Domel, since we don't even know of another limud. We're going to go with that teretz that yellow started out red, and something happened to it along the way. You introduce oxygen into it, whatever it is, it gets old, and it turns to yellow. El Shalaka. Hanami, Milko de Lucky. The Chachamim mitarim, and Chachamim say that yellow dam is tahor. Hainu Tanakama. So what do we do? This Tanakama is different. This is the Tanakama that actually argues on a kavim mahalo, and he says,
Maybe it's 4 plus black.
no, I'm wrong. So the same Tanakama as before that says Chamisha Domim. Chamisha Domim means 5 and not yellow. So why do Chacham have to come along and